Yo, what up, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day so far. I guess you're probably wondering what you're listening to. And I would be too if I heard a random guy talking in my ear. But
two random guys.
Two random guys at that. But Ryan, you wanna introduce yourself to the audience, and I'll follow up after you.
I'm Ryan. That's it.
That's it.
We decided to start this together and just to express ourselves.
Do a little fun little podcast together, because we often found ourselves talking for 3+ hours without even like picking up our phone, and we're like, oh shit,
I have work in the morning.
Yeah, what the hell? I didn't even eat yet,
So we go over all these different topics on our own anyway, so we might as well just put it in a podcast format and have it as like a place to express ourselves.
Oh yeah. So I guess might as well introduce the podcast.
Yeah.
Called TNC with R&E.
Yeah.
Or the TNC Podcast, also known as Talk and Cock, because all we do is dick around. And R&E, Ryan, and Eli. That's me.
Hey.
Your host. Your only host.
Yeah.
Your only host.
Who am I? I don't
know. But I guess, just like a little bit of an introduction for me. I've kind of, worked in Ryan obviously knows this, but, I've worked and done projects in the, digital media world for quite some time. And I also ran a podcast back when I was in college for a couple years, talking about gaming topics and, interviewing people. And it was fun. And, life got the best of me when I left. And, I'm picking it back up. So, I'm excited to join this journey with Ryan.
Hell
it's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah, man.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and like the only reason I know that he used to work on podcasts because we were roommates. I was out of college that year, but he was still in college. I remember every Wednesday, 7:00. Shut the fuck up, Ryan. No, like it was cool, and he would tell me about it, and he did a lot of good stuff.
I only screamed every other week.
Yeah, but I screamed every day, as long as it wasn't Wednesday at 7. I screamed all the other times.
True. Yeah, that was terrible. I had to buy noise canceling headphones just for that.
I mean, sometimes you would probably just hear me laugh like a hyena from my room.
No, I would. I would. I honestly, like, sometimes I'd be like trying to sleep and I'd hear and I'm like, I can't even be mad. That shit's funny.
Like my laugh or the thing I was watching? Just like
no, just
the random like
yeah. Because like sometimes your audio like from your TV would be like low enough to where I wouldn't hear it, but I would hear your laugh for some reason, and I'd be like, that's fucking hilarious that's all I heard. Yeah, I guess if we should jump right into some topics that were prepared.
Yeah, I think that first topic of us,
yeah,
why we want to like do this,
okay,
because like obviously you have experience in this, and we have a good relationship because we were roommates and everything. But like,
oh yeah,
why we started a podcast together? Well, because we talk and cock. No, no, but like, I kind of suggested it as like a joke at first because we just would talk all the time about like different topics and stuff like that, and kind of go in depth.
And like every time, like it would be like hour and a half, like hour 45 call time, and Ryan would just be like, we should do a podcast, and I'm like, yeah, we should. Yeah,
it was like a joke at first because you stopped doing the podcast and went into other things and life hit and everything. But then and we have interesting conversations where it's like, okay, like I feel like if we talked enough and made a podcast, we could do well, even if it got like 0 viewership. It could be something that we're proud of. And
100%.
And it just gives us an outlet to like talk and to express ourselves however we please. We can talk about anything we want because it's ours.
For sure. Yeah.
And then, it just inspires creativity in both of us.
Oh yeah.
Especially like ever since
really
we even
does.
like thought of doing this and like actually we're like, okay, we can actually do this.
Yeah.
I got inspired to like record other videos and songs and stuff like that just because I'm like, oh, I'm doing something creative with someone that I know and trust, and that gives me energy to put other places as well. So it really is like a springboard for like all the other stuff that we do in our lives.
No, it really is. It really is. Like I don't know, like, this is still kind of newish in terms of like, how long ago we were actually like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's start it up. I feel like it's, only been a couple weeks, but, like I feel like we just riff. So we riff really well off of each other and we talk about cool shit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it's not cool, it's still like hilarious.
It's like goofy and silly.
Yeah. And who cares if no one else understands what we're joking about? Because
if we're having a good time, that's what matters. That's what this is for. This is for us,
exactly,
than for like other people. But like, why not put it out into the world? Is what we thought, because like we're already talking for hours. And I remember like we'd be like, all right, I need to go to bed. I got work in the morning. 2 hours later, all right, maybe I should actually go to bed now. Just because we would keep talking talking and finding new topics and be like, oh, one more thing, and then we go 30 minutes on that thing. So
and then like, oh no, I swear this is the last thing of tonight, and then like 30 minutes later, we're still talking about it, and then we're like, all right, I feel like we should go to bed, but hear me out, dude. Like I just saw this the other day. I gotta talk about it for just a second.
Yeah,
but,
you gotta talk and cock about it.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like a very, very natural chemistry, I feel.
Yeah, no. It is, and I honestly feel like I feel like us doing this, like this is my way of expressing my creativity for podcasting and creativity and like motivation for talking, and it allows me to use that without feeling like, oh, this is just my job, blah blah blah.
I gotta record with this dickhead at 7 at 7 on Wednesdays or some shit. God damn it. Like
exactly.
No, like this is for actual enjoyment and fun. And like I tell them like, I want this to be completely like even in terms of like effort and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like I really, if I'm not going to do something half-assed creatively, that's not who I am. I know you know that because anything creative that I do or think up, you see me pour my entire soul into.
Put everything into it. Yeah, exactly. And it's admirable, I will say, because a lot of people, I know a lot of people who are just terrible at like motivating themselves even for something that is, something that they want to do. They just like they can't, like I don't know. Maybe they're just lazy. I don't know. A lot of people throw that word around too, but it's like
I think there's more.
I think
there's more to.
I don't think. Because I think so too.
It was like because I dropped out of college. I'll say that up front. For anyone to hear, I'm not gonna, I guess, be ashamed of because it led me to a better point in my life. It led me to a very low point in my life when I was living with you. But I don't know. Like I dropped out of college, and there was just a lot of trauma that went on in my life. I never really got to work through, and I was a constant workhorse. When we first met, before we were roommates, you guys would always be like, "Hey, let's hang out, And I'm always like, "No, I gotta practice. I gotta practice." And after like 10:30 p.m. at night, then I would come over and hang out. Like it was not a healthy thing, but I was doing it so much because I was running from all the trauma in my life that I had experienced up to that point and just didn't work through. But now I've been in therapy for a long time. I was in a better environment when we were living together. Like I wasn't in an environment where I was forced. Like obviously I had a job and everything, pay bills.
Yeah.
But I wasn't forced to like work until I dropped.
Yeah, no.
And I finally got a chance to just rest.
Although when we were living together, I will say I got you to freestyle on multiple tracks. But that's something that I was selfishly doing, y'all.
But I remember he would show me songs all for the purpose of me just freestyling on the beat over top of the vocals. He didn't give a shit about who was singing the song. He's like, Ryan, I like this beat. And we'd be on the porch and chilling. And he's like, just listen to this one. I'm like, I don't know, a second.
And then you just kind of go, yeah. You just kind of go into it, and I don't know. It was really fun to watch.
You see, you tricked me because you knew like my creative mind just couldn't resist.
Well, like I knew, like I know that my music taste is good.
Yeah.
When people who I show songs to, like they're posting it on their Snap story, and I'm like, bro, you got that for me. That was the first time. Like, and not like me, having an ego about it, but like
you listen to a lot of music, man.
I do listen to a lot of music, but I think like when I'm able to use that music knowledge to, show someone a new song that they've never heard before and that they probably will never hear unless they go searching for it like I do.
Yeah.
And then see them enjoy it like as much as I did or even more than I did. Like, I'm like, there we go. I love that.
It's good to know that like you're not like going down some music rabbit hole, some like very niche music rabbit hole. Like you have like good taste overall, which,
it's like almost every genre.
My favorite artist is
still crazy to me.
It's Mac Miller. I think he's probably the most talented artist that I love, so much.
Yeah.
Because like, everything just came so naturally to him. It sounded like, obviously he worked hard in the studio, but he was just a natural gift. Like 2009 was a freestyle. Can you fucking believe that? 2009 was a freestyle. And then I heard stories like he would show his friends and be like, oh, I'm not too sure about it. And they're like, are you fucking kidding me? You put that on your album. Are you serious? You're not releasing
And he's
this?
like, yeah, I don't know.
It came so natural. Same with like Juice. Like, like everything they're so like talented and legendary from birth, Obviously a lot of hard work went into it.
A lot of hard struggles,
but they were meant to be as good as they were.
Exactly.
And
which it's tough seeing a world like 2023 without those type of figures,
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole right now about all the rappers who have died since I started listening to them.
I mean, like, also to be that kind of like talented and to make that much music, like,
and to leave that much of a mark on people.
Yeah.
After you're gone,
well, I was gonna say like having that much to say means that they were probably going through a lot.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of demons that like Juice talked about it all the time, and then like even Mac Miller, like one of his most popular songs, The Weeknd, fell asleep and forgot to die. People that have like that much creativity to express also like have been through so much.
They're dealing with a lot of stuff on the inside. There's always like, I feel like there's always something that like not stirred up, but like something started that creative transformation for them. Like how, where they started to, put their like thoughts into words on a script and then, start, doing that about it.
Yeah. Cause I want to be a screenwriter, that. And I'm studying, different scripts to learn the craft and everything. It's a lot more complicated than I thought it would be. Honestly, I thought I could just write, but like,
yeah, it doesn't.
It's a skill. It's a muscle they have to flex. It's a skill,
sure.
And so I'm trying to read a lot of scripts to learn the language and just have it come more naturally. I know the ideas that I need to express. That's not the part that but it's the skill. But
is it hard for you to like come up with like actual words for a script, or
it's like,
or like when you're when you're looking through other scripts, are you trying to find words to use, or are you trying to just like learn how the flow of the writing is?
It's more like the pacing.
Oh, yeah.
Pacing, and then the formatting is very important for me, because I want to do it right. I'm not just gonna like write 20 paragraphs and maybe have some voice
in a notes document. Yeah,
like I really want to do it right, have like the person's name, line, and then if I'm doing a transition to a different scene, I want to make sure everything's communicated properly. As you know, I was very neglected growing up. My dad left, and my mother was just a very neglectful parent. And so, like I had nobody. And I just had to constantly escape the reality I was in. So in my imagination, I had to constantly escape and make all these storylines with like my figures, or I used to try to write novels when I was like 9 years old. I remember in school, I drew comic books on notebook paper, and I stapled them.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I stapled them together, and then I would show my teachers, and I would have them read it. I have them right here.
Do you have one?
Yeah. I got them all.
Oh yeah, love this.
I almost fell.
See what Ryan brings to the table.
So this was my comic drawing folder. I tried to draw some stuff on here in pencil, but it didn't work out very well. I was in 4th grade.
9 years old?
Yeah, 9 years old.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I'll show you volume 7 of Video Game Man.
7.
Video Game Man, TV Boy, and Disc Boy: The Rise of the Monster King.
Yes. No, bro, you told me about this shit in when we were in college.
Yeah, and so look, by Ryan Greenside, room 24. That was my classroom. And
oh my god, I love that.
I drew these comic books in 4th grade.
That's nuts.
And this was just my outlet for creativity.
That's awesome.
And then I'm not going to show like...
Yeah, you don't have to show everything.
But like, I have a whole folder full of stuff. You can kind of just see here. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is a lot of stuff. I used to freehand cartoons.
Oh, really?
Back in...
I never knew that.
Yes. Hence why I became, an artist.
You're good at what you do.
Quote unquote, I never went into art design where I actually drew things, but, animation and game design and all of that stuff.
You create things through a medium, whether it's drawing or whether it's through computers,
Yeah, but no, I would, I had these, like drawing books, that had, like, little, like, simple and also, like, complicated drawings, and they would normally just, like, be in black. And I started out by putting the paper over top and then just kind of tracing.
I would trace a lot.
But then I got to a point where I would set the paper aside and then look at the drawing and then draw it. And I still have some of the drawings that I did. Like they're just like, regular printer paper, but they're just completely full of like little things. Like there's no empty space on them.
Nice.
There's I'll have to show you some other time, but there's one of a bulldog that it was like a bulldog cartoon. It literally reminds me of fucking like Roadrunner, like that type of art style.
Oh, nice.
And like I just did it freehand, and I'm sure there's a shit ton more somewhere. If my parents didn't throw them out.
Yeah.
But I did them. I did them a lot. So like the amount that I have now is much less than what I actually did. But yeah, no, I used to draw.
Yeah.
A lot.
So we were like
I had a sketchbook.
We were very creative people at a young age. And so I
guess we both were.
So like I didn't even know that. So this is why this podcast needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't even. I think. Well,
that's another.
I knew
it's another
about
reason.
The comics, but
it's another reason why we're doing, because like we're both creative people, and this is just a great creative outlet to energize us for other things that we want to do with our lives. Because I know you have a bunch of stuff going on. You know, I got stuff going on. Like, it's really cool. I didn't even know that, but it still brought us together anyway.
I love it. I love it.
It's poetic.
And this is what happens every time Ryan and I talk. What? No way. There's no way that happened when you were 7. What?
But the stories that I want to write are all based in that. You know, obviously
in that universe that you made.
I'm not trying to write the script of Video Game Man, TV Boy, and Disc Boy, you know. But I've made a lot of changes, you know, because they were all just like extensions of me and different parts of me. But now I've made it to like a very mature and fascinating story. You know, you change a lot when you develop a story over 10 years.
Yeah. No,
like it always,
you really do.
It never left my head is the thing. And it always just kept developing and developing into a new world and more characters and different storylines until...
And that's always been crazy to me.
Yeah. And then...
that it just keeps changing and it's never like not in your mind.
I always think about it, and it's a whole like universe. And so my last year in college, you know, I did this amazing recital that you watched over Zoom.
I saw that.
But it was like, it was a recital too that my instructor told me I could not do.
Yeah. Did you like lose your spark after that?
Yeah, I worked harder than I had ever worked in my entire life that semester. The semester before I moved in with you. And that was the semester I dropped out. I was practicing 5+ hours a day alone, on top of going to all my classes, whatever, marching band, and hang out with friends and stuff like that. Like I was practicing so much, working so hard, just to do that and then not feel satisfied.
Yeah. No, it's tough, and I also didn't realize that our timelines linked up yet again, because the semester before you and I moved in together, which was spring semester, right?
That was the spring semester. I did this
because we moved in the fall semester.
Yeah, I did my recital in March.
Okay, yeah. So during all of that, that's also the hardest that I've ever worked in college.
Really?
I was doing 21 credit hours, which, for those of you who don't know, the minimum and the average is 15.
Yeah.
So I was doing 21. I was also 20 hours a week. I was working for the podcast, recording, posting, curating content. Like I was pushing like 100 tweets a day, like repost and likes and personal like quote tweets, like all of that shit, and on Instagram and on Facebook, and making sure that, you know, our recordings were scheduled for the right day.
And now he's ready to do it again. He's ready to do it again.
So like we both went through, so like the semester before we moved in, like we were both going through some like really like heavily intensive, you know, work-life school balance.
Yeah.
Right.
I was mostly doing it because, again, I told you I was running away from all my problems, and that's when all my problems were coming to a peak, with especially my family. Like, you know, that was a really rough time, and so I had to like practice 5+ hours a day to just escape those feelings.
Yeah. But you know, I think it's really interesting that our I don't know, you know,
the hardest we've worked in our lives was the exact same time,
and
then we moved in together and like both toned it down. The hardest we worked was during that same time, and then that next semester,
we moved in together.
We moved in together. We had a lot of fun together.
We kind of like became friends then.
Yeah,
or not necessarily became friends because we were
in a friend group together, but we weren't friends. We had really good like chemistry off the bat, but
we never like hung out or talked like outside of the group just because. But it was the same shit. Like you were always practicing, so the only time I saw you was in a friend group.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, we never hung out outside the friend group. And so then we moved in together and half our friend group graduated. So it's just like we kind of not had to be friends, but like it was our opportunity to become friends.
It was definitely a chore for me.
You fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. No, but like.
I was like, oh, this guy again. Oh, hi, Ryan.
No, I was a lot easier to deal with than you trying to get, like, because we were supposed to have another roommate, and then that fell through.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, okay, well,
thank God, thank the fucking Lord, Ryan, that we did not have to deal with that.
Yeah, because like we had such good chemistry together, and like we were super respectful roommates.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we both had our individual sides of the sink. Like that's how okay, like we'll pull our own weight. You know.
Yeah.
And then, like, we would fucking watch a bunch of shows together. We get like food,
listen to music
on the patio.
It was fucking great.
And then we would play a lot of games together too on your computer.
Oh yeah, did a lot of roguelikes, and which we'll probably not get into this episode.
Yeah, but like
because I could go on for hours about roguelikes.
But we love roguelike. we love roguelike.
We really do. Mechanics and all.
And we never finished a roguelike. That might be something for another day, but like we never finished one.
Did we never finish? I mean, I guess Hades doesn't really have a finish. Like technically, unless you're at the max heat level, right?
I mean,
isn't that technically game finish?
Technically, but like I don't know, we never.
Did we both beat the boss? I don't think I did. I think you.
I did. I think
you did in front of me, but I never beat.
You got very close.
I got very close,
very close,
very many times.
Yeah, but then like also when I was doing it, like it's not like I was doing it alone. You're like, watch out for this, you know. Like I was like, which boon should I pick? And you're like, you should probably go with this one. Like you still like gave me advice on my runs.
Yeah,
you're my coach.
And we did. It was fun. No, I fucking love that. I wish, you know.
I wish we finished Gungeon.
I really do too, but it really got to the best of us.
Yeah, it got really hard.
That just the last time we played, but I don't know. That was like 10 months ago. We can maybe we'll start up another run soon.
I don't see why not.
What about Neon Abyss? You want to play that again too?
You know what? Honestly, I could.
Really?
I could.
Okay. What's changed?
We did have some good times with that game.
We did. We
only get angry because we care.
And the game is broken, so
some parts of it.
There's a lot of like we've ran into a lot of bugs that have like just ended our run.
But that was just like we played those games together because we were such good roommates and we had a lot of fun together. I would get home from work, you'd be done with school. It was just like it was a great time, you know. And that also provided a lot of healing for me in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like it was such a good environment to be in.
Yeah. And I feel like when we lived together, it was just like we clean when shit needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
You know, like we're gonna wipe. Like I still like wipe down the counter almost, you know, every day, just so that we have a clean area to like prepare food in.
Yeah, and I was never like a slob. No, I was cluttered a little bit here and there. I was never a slob.
But like just in your room.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, you know.
I have my own way of organizing things. Like right now,
yeah,
there's a clean pile of clothes right here. Those are my clean clothes. because it's no different if it's in the fucking drawer in there or if it's right here. And if my bed's right here, and I get up in the morning, I'm just like, snatch, take a shower.
That's crazy.
I have a system, okay?
I no, I know, and I've seen the system work. But like for me,
wait, you're like shocked. I've seen it work. I don't know how, but I've seen it work.
No, really, because like if I had a pile of clean clothes on the ground, I would not be like, oh, what do I want to wear from this pile? It would be like, get that shit in the drawer right now. And I wouldn't even like think about it. I would just pick it up and like, you know, put it away, just because like that's how I've always been. I don't like, even in my room right now, like even with working from home half the time, 40 hours a week, my house is not cluttered. Like there's not shit, you know, rolling around on the floor. Like I don't have, you know, like a pile of anything. Like my desk, everything on my desk are things that I need.
Yeah.
You know, like there's not, I don't know. I've always been a very organized person though, and you certainly know that.
Yeah.
I have ODs.
You have ODs?
I have OCD. I have OCD like tendencies, but not OCD about everything. So like, you know, a random cabinet I'll open and I'll just be like, oh, let me just organize this really quick.
Yeah.
You know, just to like clean, you know, I like cleaning up spaces, but I don't necessarily like have the motivation to clean unless it's cleaning day.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's, I set aside one day a week.
Just clean.
To clean. So then like the rest of the week I won't clean unless, like, you know, obviously if I spill a fucking pot of chili on the ground, obviously I'm not just gonna be like, man, no, that can wait till Sunday.
Yeah, just let it get all like dried up and crusty.
Have the roaches come for it. I love that.
Yeah, just let them clean it
no,
up.
I'm just, I don't know. I think a lot of my decisions are based off what I like looking at.
Yeah, you like things a particular way.
You know, literally this, you know, the galley art behind me, you know, I only did that because I wanted to do it so that it would look good for me.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, who cares if someone doesn't like it? I'm like, all right, get the fuck out of my room.
You're talking like, wait,
like,
you don't have people that come in every night, like art critics that come in and like judge it?
No, I do. I tell them that every night. They're like, that's not good. And I say, get the fuck out of my room.
How'd you get in?
And they leave.
How'd you get in my house?
My door was locked.
I have 3 locks on my doors. I add one every time. Every critic that comes in, they're like, it's ugly. It's ugly, mate. Ugly wall.
Just Gordon Ramsay now.
It's raw. It's raw.
It's ugly.
It's ugly. It's raw.
No, but it's, you know, it's interesting because I look at a lot of things from a design perspective, which, surprise. Surprise, I make logos. Surprise, whoa.
Wait.
You know, but it's, you know, I get that that's not everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that I have, you know.
Bitch, my walls are blank. My walls are.
Gotta put some shit up on there.
That's a lot. And considering
30 minutes,
considering this little hole, see that
hole, yeah,
right underneath my air conditioner, the drywall needs fixed. I had someone come in today.
Oh, nice.
Say they'll be here like tomorrow to like fix it, but it's been like that for a while because my air conditioner fucking exploded.
Yeah, that was a fun time, wasn't it?
Oh, so frustrating. So frustrating. It's like I didn't even do anything wrong. It was like the angle, the angle my air conditioner was at. It's supposed to be like this, so all the moisture goes out the back. But it was not. So it came into my room.
So it was like coming in the other way.
Yeah, it was coming like into my room. It was leaking out the bottom, and then I see it like running on the wall. I'm like, oh, I better turn off the air conditioner because it's leaking. I get a paper towel. I start wiping up the wall because I don't want it to just like the water to just sit there.
Yeah.
And so then I'm going up the wall, and all of a sudden, shunk, like wet paper.
It fell out.
Like wet paper. No pressure at all. I'm just like wiping gently, and then shunk.
Oh, the drywall.
Yeah, that's because
that's
I was
from you literally just like wiping down.
Yeah, just getting the water.
Like literally like dabbing up water.
Yeah, not even dabbing, just like slowly, gently moving my hand up the wall, and then it just like slid right in. It was wet. It was a wet piece of paper.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then the maintenance guy.
That's actually crazy.
Maintenance guy has me help him take down the air conditioner, get some gunk on the carpet. And he's like, "You have a big towel or something?" I'm like, "I didn't think I would need one. What the fuck? That was my responsibility." And he needs my help getting it down, so it's heavy as fuck. And I like, you know. And then he goes to fix it, and it fucking blows it up in my room. Like he's like, "Oh, it ain't got holes in the back." So like, okay, cool. He starts drilling the hole, and
it's not picking up on the audio.
Not your audio, but I think it's picking up on mine. But it's just like a psh, and then just like that sound continuously for like 45 seconds. He's like, "You probably want to open a window."
You're like, "You think? You think?" Bro, when I moved into this place.
Well, hold on. So that's not the end of the story.
Yeah.
So then they have to take out this air conditioner, bring in a new one.
Mm-hmm.
They install the new one, and I'm like, "Thank you so much." And I even get a remote on my air conditioner this time. It's crazy. Supposed to have another remote before. And then I turn it on. I'm like, everything's cool. Everything's fine. Drip, drip, drip. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Then they have to come in again and make sure the angle is right so it goes out the back.
And is it fixed now?
Yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed.
Only took a fucking a month, right?
It's just so frustrating. Well, this is still not fixed. The hole in the wall.
The hole. But they're coming. Yeah, they're coming soon though.
Yeah. But it was just like, bro, that's just so unlucky. Because she's like, "I've never had this happen before, ever." My landlord was like, "I've never had this happen ever." I'm like, "Oh, it's just my luck. It's great." So
yeah,
that's the only thing in my wall right now. Fucking hole. The hole.
And the AC.
Yeah. Other than that, no.
Nothing.
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 Nothing, bruh.
No.
Nothing.
Why'd you really pronounce that? Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. No, literally when I moved in, like, you know, I just got out of my U-Haul outside, you know, I walk upstairs, enter the unit, and I'm looking around, you know, and I see all this black shit on the ground in my living room, which is hardwood. Like, just like black, like something that's black, like on the ground.
That's never a good sign.
Yeah, I know. And that's the first thing I said. I was like, "Huh, that looks nice." And then I started moving in. A day later, or like that night, I looked, and it did not take more than 5 seconds for me to realize, oh, that's black mold coming out of the AC unit.
How are we have like the same problems?
So,
what the hell?
So then I, you know, put in a maintenance request. I'm like, "Hey, there's black mold in my unit.
Hey,
I need a replacement." Yeah. So, like, you know, dude comes while I'm at work. All he did was wipe down the front of the AC unit, like with like a wet paper towel, just to get, like, you know, the stuff that was
just so you don't see it
anymore.
Just so you don't see it anymore.
Yeah. But to this day, sorry, let me backtrack. So that lasted like a week, and then I was like, I didn't even realize that someone came and, you know, did that while I was at work, because obviously I was gone.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that noticeable. And then a week later, I'm like, there's still like black shit coming out of here. So I popped the AC like cover off, and the filter's black. And I was like, oh, great. So I put in an emergency request. They come in like in an hour. They get a new filter. Good to go. Cool. It works. It works. And then this week, I've been running it because it's been a little bit hotter at night here.
Yeah.
I'll wake up, like I'll clean my floor. Like I could clean my floor right before I go to bed and right before I turn on the AC unit. Yeah. I wake up in the morning, go to turn off the AC unit. There's more black shit like that has come out of the AC unit on my hardwood. Yeah. So I'm like, what? Like, what standards?
What the hell
is anyone held by if that is acceptable for a new tenant? You know,
like this. These are like nice places.
These are nice places. These are very, I mean, not very nice, but pretty nice places with upgraded appliances and all of this shit and
crazy.
Black mold.
We never had any problems.
Oh, it's just mold. Don't worry about it. And it's it's an AC. It's a window unit, or well, technically it's not in a window frame. It's like underneath the window, and then the window is built on top of it.
Yeah.
So that you still get like the full window out of the exchange, but it's like okay, like it's a nice unit. It's just dirty as shit. Like fucking replace it. Don't let someone move into your complex with
black mold
and with black mold that and then, is literally gonna kill them.
And then you're like, hey, like I don't want to die. Can we get this fixed? And he's like, just put some elbow grease on it. and then
exactly.
And just stop thinking about it.
Exactly. It's just like,
what the fuck?
And then the other shit that happens. So like I move in, and first night I'm staying at this place. I go to like flush the toilet for the first time, and like an hour later I walk back into the bathroom and there's like water on my floor, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. Where'd that come from? It was just like a little stream, and I was like, that's weird.
What the fuck?
I say, oh well, it's I probably was washing my face and I got water on the ground.
It's a one-time deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So then the next morning the same shit happened, and I was like, where is this water coming from? So I like pop down underneath my toilet, and it's leaking right out of the wall, and I'm like, okay, like you've got to be shitting me.
How did we never have any of these problems when we were living together?
I don't know.
The biggest problem we ever had was the laundry machines like breaking down, and that was for like everyone. Like those laundry machines for like everyone.
For like 3 months we had like a washer on our floor, and then 2 broken ones 2 floors up, and
yeah.
One
every
broken
floor
one,
at least
one
had
floor
one
down.
Broken washer.
Yeah, and then there was that one time that both dryers were broken, so I had to take my clothes from our floor, walk up 2 flights, and put it in one of their dryers, but their dryers were both being used, so I had to walk back downstairs and go to another floor.
Bro, I had to explore different floors and do my laundry so much when we were living together. That was the only bad part, though. Everything else was great.
Yeah, no, everything else was fantastic for me.
I just moved back right now.
Sign the lease. Good thing I already copied your signature from our initial lease.
Oh, that's good.
I don't even have to ask for your.
It's great. Yeah.
I also have your routing and account number.
Oh.
Right here.
Yeah.
297. Am I on the right track with that one? Oh.
So. What? Oh.
No. What draws you back to certain games that like either you rage quit about or like you get really mad about?
Piss me off.
Like for me, it has to be Overwatch. but previously Team Fortress 2, you know, that's on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
You know, basically I'd take year or 2 or 3 year long breaks on that game. But Overwatch, I don't know. I know you and I have both been playing it for a couple months now pretty consistently.
Yeah.
And you've been playing it a little bit longer than I have.
It's not even just like games, but I think what keeps us coming back to things in general that maybe like frustrate us or that were like really hard and we had to take like a break from, because like fitness was one thing that when I was a sophomore in college, I was working out like 5 times a week, doing different like muscle groups and everything. I was eating so much to bulk, and I'm like, you know, like, and there was no reason for that really. I wasn't training for anything. I was just trying to like get buff. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was fun working out with having a workout partner too, but eventually all that ended, and then I didn't continue with fitness or anything like that. I'd run here and there, but same with like Overwatch or Super Smash Brothers, things that like frustrate me and I come back to, but they're all skills and they're all things I can get better at. What keeps me coming back is like the skill ceiling that I have yet to hit, my potential that I know I can hit, and then also that competitive spirit, and then working hard and seeing those results. But like, I love competing in things. You know me, I like to be the best at something. Yeah. Not even the best, but just like I like to be good at something and be like, oh, I'm fucking disgusting, bro. I'm the best.
Yeah. I'm going bananas.
I'm going bananas.
No, I feel like I'm the same way, especially with like I've been, you know, telling myself I gotta start working out here soon. In that exact phrase for the last like 3 years. Because I took a break 3 years ago and
the diet starts tomorrow. That was like a meme we had going on.
That's fucking hilarious. I love that. But no, I mean, like with Overwatch, I feel like I don't know. I think it also revolves around the like my fondness for playing multiplayer games online, like with other people, so that I can base my not base what I'm worth off of them, but like see how well my skill compares to other people.
Yeah.
Like with, you know, Team Fortress 2, I've put in so many hours. You know the exact amount. I don't need to share that right now, but
no, you can go ahead and share. Go ahead.
2,600, something around there from the last 14 years. But I also haven't played it in 3 years, which I might be dabbling in it soon to come up with a YouTube video. But you know, we'll see where that goes.
My boy making some content. Let's go.
You know, but like with Overwatch, I feel like there's such a high skill ceiling.
Yeah,
I honestly think the skill ceiling is limitless.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, like there's even you know, rank 1 players are getting better.
Yeah, and no one's rank 1 and saying rank 1.
Yeah, no. You go back and forth, and I've recently been watching that Awkward, that the guy on YouTube. He is a rank 1 support.
Oh.
And he has been since Overwatch 2 came out, at least.
Yeah, he's been like the top echelon of.
Yeah, and he has like a rank up academy, like so that people will like pay to enter this, you know, community, and it's all about like, how do you improve this? How do you improve this? How do you improve this? Steps that you can take to improve this. But it's, you know, or it's like, oh, like how do I go from silver to gold? How do I go from gold to plat? You know,
what are habits of like players in different ranks, and how do you and incorporating those habits so that you rank up?
Yeah,
and maybe it's like a more like personalized approach, because there is a lot of like stuff on YouTube for free, but there's a lot of general tips on YouTube.
But so like I started watching his unranked to GM series, which is where he takes a brand new player account, hops on a certain character, live streams it for however long it takes for him to go from unranked, which is literally no rank in competitive play in Overwatch 2, all the way up to Grandmasters.
Yeah.
And he does it in like 3 or 4 hours most of the time.
And we talk about like the rank system a lot and how it like screws up and we get a lot of sucky people. But then like I've been saying recently, you know, that we have to be so good that it doesn't matter how bad our other teammates are.
Exactly.
That's what that's kind of what keeps me coming back too, because like I know I can be that good and carry. Because you've seen me like pop off, I've seen you pop off. We have the potential to carry lobbies, and if those guys that are so good that it doesn't matter who their other teammates are, then
then we can get to that level eventually.
Yeah, we can.
We just have to practice.
We can do it too. It's possible for us. Anyone can be in that position of him if he can speed run it in like 3 to 4 hours. Just keep ranking up, ranking up, ranking up. And so can we. We can get that good.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep going back. I know it's like there just for me to eat up.
Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, every time I launch it up, I'm like, God, I hate this game. Let's hop in and unranked. Woo!
God, I hate this game. Queues up immediately.
And then I'm like, ooh, new skin. I'm just like fucking a kid in a candy shop at that point. Every time I launch it.
Yeah.
It's just
they made a powerful brand, even though the game's not perfect. It's a very good brand.
I think a lot of developers out there do something similar. I mean, at least a lot of the AAA titles that fade out over a year after release, or 2 years after release. I'm not saying that Overwatch has faded out a couple years after release, because Overwatch is around for
since 2014, right?
2014. So almost a decade. So like obviously the foundation is there, but when a game transforms, upgrade after not upgrade, but update after update after update, where they change or they make, game changing implements that change the user experience. A lot of people who fell in love with the first gaming experience that they had in that game come back to it, and then they're like, whoa, what's going on here? I don't like this.
Yeah, some things are changed too much. Like they change the meta constantly. It's very hard to like keep up. And some people are like, you know what? I'll just wait till next season. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, no, it's just like metas fuck up, because like you're changing actual mechanics of each character, and then it's like, oh well, I used to play that character, let me pick her up, and then it's one change can just make everything feel off even.
Oh yeah.
So then your muscle memory doesn't kick in, and then you're like, wait, is this a new hero that I'm playing? Like, because it feels like one.
Yeah.
And
I literally had someone in the game earlier today. I was playing comp. They're playing Orisa, and they just kind of like ulted out of nowhere, and I'm like, what? And then he just ends the ult, and he's like, he goes in the voice chat, and he's like, yeah, that's not how I remember the move working. I was like, oh. And that's the live service versus abandoning a game that the developers for Smash did.
Yeah.
But it's such a high skill ceiling that like I want to get better at both. And I do want to compete in both. Competitive mode in Overwatch, and then I do want to travel and do some Smash tournaments.
I think it'll be fun.
It would be fun.
Little side thing.
Yeah, because I've invested enough time. I've watched a lot of content and learned a lot of things, and now I just have to practice going against people. Basically, I know a lot of tech. I know I have a lot of knowledge about the game. I know pretty much every character's moveset out of the 83 characters in that game. Same thing with Overwatch. Like I know pretty much every character's moveset. It's just now how do I play against it, counter everything effectively, stuff like that. There's such a high skill ceiling for these games that
and that's what makes us keep coming back.
What's addicting about
there's
it.
There's always ways to improve.
Yeah.
And then you improving makes yourself feel better about like you actually playing, because you're like, oh, I'm actually doing pretty good here. Like this is fun.
Yeah, when we're on point, man, because we've had those games when we're both on point, we're just kind of quiet and just like common, like the comms are really good. Like this guy, like when I'm playing tank, there are times where you just make my life so easy as like DPS, because I'm just like, oh, this guy's giving me problems. You're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. It's like, all right, which guy?
Yeah.
He's dead.
You kill him, and then I go in and I win the team fight. Say by like making all this space, pressuring the right people. I'm pressuring this person. You go after this person, or you help me kill this person. There's so many like different things that you could do to change the game. And for sure. You've even heard me say this in the game. It's like, you've asked me before, like, should we switch characters? And like, no, we should just make better.
Play what you want.
Play what you want. Let's make better plays.
Yeah. And that's honestly what I've been learning by watching these pro Overwatch players play the game. It's like, stop. Well, one, like Awkward, he really enjoys saying like, stop making excuses, because a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't do good, it's my team's fault. Oh, I didn't win the match, it's my team's fault. It's my healer's fault. He wasn't healing me enough. It's like, no, you probably could have done some better stuff. Your team could also probably have done some better plays, but learn how to make plays, not like learn, it's not like learn
make
how to
plays,
how
not
to
make
count.
blame.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah. Like, of course, we both get salty, and we're just like, oh, this fucking healer, bro! Fucking heal me, bro! And there are times where it's like very, very blatantly someone else's fault. Yeah. Like, absurdly blatant. But if, like, all the stats are pretty, like, stacked, pretty even.
Similar, it's like...
Then it's like, we just need to make better plays. All this damage is not leading to kills, so we need to do something different. But it's
fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, and it makes us return, and
keep coming back. Yeah. They got me addicted. Yeah. For a year straight, I didn't even realize it.
But I don't know, Ryan. I guess on that note,
that's the Talk and Cock podcast. Where it's just two guys having fun dicking around.
No set structures. I mean, we're gonna have topics here and there. We're gonna have shit to talk about. We might even like play games while we're doing this. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, it's whatever we want it to be, and I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah,
we can do whatever we want. It's ours.
Exactly. So I mean, I guess with that being said,
don't touch my cock.
I just freeze here forever. Thank you so much for listening. I doubt anyone is still listening up to this point, but if you are, thank you so much. We love you.